I don't hate any group of people. My whole point is that Central African are not like American blacks. Why we should have to pay the price. Over 100 years, they've been conditioned to persecute or starve while learning Spanish and English and French. Why can't a black Baptist be a Catholic priest? Seems like that would make more sense than sending a Nigerian all the way over here to take over the Mexicans. From DC to Palm Beach, I got kicked out of my local Catholic church. Just don't take no for an answer. Gandhi was not Hindu, and now you've got an entire subcontinent behind a non aggression pact. The Rhodesians have been oppressed for over 100 years on false pretenses for ranging cattle. Do the Zulu not partake of the sacred cow? I think I see what's going on here. The bloodthirsty communists taking over the Vatican come over here. The 40-year crack epidemic full of school shootings. Oh, it's between us. Well, why doesn't the money go straight to Rome then? Why are you running the Mexicans and all this dope and sending the money to Lagos first? Nigeria changed their age of consent from 11 years old to 18 this year. So it's not racism? Oh, nobody can do anything about Nigeria. They're like, we're building an air force out of washing machine parts. But where is the United Nations getting the money to feed you, and why can't we just feed you ourselves? If 200,000 people starved to death for us to be in Somalia to begin with, it goes to follow they ate our pilots in Mogadishu. Look at Mogadishu now and tell me I'm wrong. And ask any Bengali, any Pakistani about Gandhi, and they'll say, oh, he was a great guy, but he was a prophet. Awkward. So these people have been tuned up for over 100 years, and then 1,000 years before that, and 1,000 years before that. But for the past 100 in English and French, like that's what God made them to do. And then after 9/11, it's like, why don't you come over here and do it in person? I got tardive dyskinesia, permanent brain damage from Nigerian antihistamines. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor in any religion, and it would be abnormal not to hate it. United Kingdom acting like we're not allowed to talk about it. Who are you talking to? Talk about dangerous speech. Talk about danger. Start with telling me to shut up. My democracy has the Bill of Rights. Maybe if certain parties weren't bashing Wall Street and too chicken shit to stop the third world from doing it too. Like we just have no choice but to let the third world rape the English-speaking world until they agree to come under our protective wing. There is no philosopher, ever, who is afraid to meet his gods. In 2014, I watched a doctor rip off the insurance company. I didn't realize that's what he was doing at the time. It was just all very strange. Until the next year, I noticed collections trying to kill me. They said your protection ran out. Simple enough, being a doorman, my protection ran out. I tried to subpoena the hospital, but they got to the lawyer, so I had to look into it. In 2016, my protection fled the country. That should have been the end of it. I went straight to the Secret Service. We got idiot scientists trying to play it some type of way. Bunch of homos and fucking retards taking over the entire planet America first. Like nobody between here and London ever read a book. The problem is the Order of the Knights Hospitaller. These dickheads think religion is a protection racket. They're called hospitalers because first do no harm, or you're not a doctor in any religion, hospital or no goddamn hospital. I want King Charles to be made to understand that the Mossad and I ran a goddamn Nazi out of the country. John McAfee might still be alive if not for these idiots. Should have just let me sue. Let me subpoena. Let me talk to the CIA. Let them figure it out. Oh, no sovereignty, like you have to be totally blindsided. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, for instance. Teenage boys jumping out at celebrities at the grocery store. Freelance blackmail. The zombie apocalypse is out of control. There is, in fact, a king in England. He has the Magna Carta. Some folks don't get it. They think that Indian non-aggression is the same as Swiss neutrality. People think religion is a system of social control. Religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. Sherlock Holmes, it wasn't a real guy, but Scotland invented criminal forensics. The Irish invented whiskey. We can afford it. I got raped in surgery when I was 6 years old. Make-A-Wish. All in. Ripping off Make-A-Wish. Now it has to be whatever I wanted. Well, I don't want Libya to go rape Sweden. Like, we don't owe that much. Like, anybody really needs the third world granting their wishes without Washington having a say in the matter. Or Rome, for Christ's sake. Money's going through Lagos. I traced the Saudis. Whoever you are, you didn't have to go to prison. We can fix this here. We don't have to just fuck it all up so they can go to the next one. The Civil War, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Gandhi, the First World War, Saudi Arabia, the New Deal, the Watchtower, the Banana Wars, Sigmund Freud, World War II. Who has some kind of religious objection, some kind of moral obligation at play here? Look at Socrates, look at Jesus, look at Buddha. Religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. The hand of God here does not have it. The messenger of Allah creates conflict so that he can manage it. Don't act like I'm the boss, but I'm not allowed to talk to their boss. Fired. 44 and single, living with my mom and sister in a 2-bedroom house. I'm in conflict with the Vatican? London doesn't want to talk to me? I got a first-class package here from Italy. Suggests it's probably not the Vatican directly, which means it's probably not the FBI either, which means it's probably just some goddamn felon. I know the clerks union had to rape a lot of interns to get this contract. My former representatives in New Jersey and Florida both lost re-election because they wouldn't let me talk to them. So we voted for that instead. In 2007, Robert Davies was framed for the murder of Laverne Rich, the most eligible bachelor from Wales. They framed him because he had a prior for child crimes from the first time they framed him to cover up raping me in surgery when I was 6 years old. The Mexicans! Nigerian priests in the Catholic churches from DC to Palm Beach. And I mean, there's gonna be more than that. These are just the ones that I've seen with my own eyes. What do you want? You want war? You want peace? You want to go to prison? You want to not go to prison? In 2014, I saw a doctor, you idiots, rip off the insurance company. 2015 collections tried to kill me. My response? Subpoena the hospital. Lawyering up. For what? I'm pretty sure this ain't our police. What happens if I go to LAPD? I go to FBI Boston. I see where Fort Pierce went, Hollywood. I can't find Baton Rouge. My name is Smith. You telling me I've had homos and fucking retards following me around my whole life because I'm a threat to the Crown of England? How many Europeans would have to die for a Smith to be a threat to the Crown of England? All of them, basically. I'm part Native American. There's Israelis and Greeks ahead of me in line. Like the actual King of England would send somebody all the way over here to rape me in surgery at 6 years old to secure his position? No, it's a protection racket. Islam's not a classical religion because all religion is in fact a search for universal and eternal truth. There is an element of an afterlife. I'm allowed to go confess to the priest. You can't stop me. So Islam's out. I've never committed an abomination where I need to be at the bargaining table with homosexuals. I stand with Israel, so they're not like, oh, well, they're not confused on the subject, as if I should be compelled to bargain with deviant predatory abominations, whether I'm allowed to stand with Israel. Now we can take some of the pressure off the Watchtower. They no longer have to bend reality, warp space and time, try to fit their agenda. We can afford not to do all that. Oh, well, we don't want to be in the green, in the black, like having a surplus is against the law. You know what that means? Yeah, it means the U.S. Navy SEALs will have a super cruiser submarine with a rocket launch, shoot them straight into the atmosphere, black out on the way up, figure out what you're doing on the way down. First, I shall do no harm, and then rivers of blood, my friend. He thinks everything's a setup. The guy's raping little boys in surgery and trying to mock everybody to death while they pretend to negotiate and rape 84,000 Boy Scouts. Thinks everything's a setup. This guy thinks everybody's a cop. At least I thought they were our cops. No, the humans at least. The Watchtower, the New Deal, corporate, feminazi grandma and her gay mafia roommate holding the planet for ransom so she doesn't have to go back to Canada. Joey Greco knows everything about January 6th. But I hope the Navy SEALs don't go waterboard Joey Greco. Central Intelligence, you bad guys.